We'll title this tape Planet Earth About to be Recycled. Your only chance to evacuate is to leave with us. Planet Earth about to be recycled. Your only chance to survive or evacuate is to leave with us. Now, that's pretty major statement, pretty bold.
Some of you guys say, like, Zach for president. You guys, you wouldn't want me to be president because the population of this country would go down real fast. Again, I mean, I'm just sick of living around dumb fucking people. I mean, I've said it before, you guys. They say how evil Hitler was. Man, operation camp set up so fast, I'd be instructing all sorts of fucking people to be going in there.
What?
I'm tired of this New World Order bullshit depopulation agenda where they're tricking people into vaccines. I'd just be saying, listen, a lot of you guys are too fucking dumb, and I already know how to figure it out. I already know how to figure out how fucking dumb you are. You guys are going in the camps.
What?
There's a lot of people that belong in a fucking wood chipper. He didn't have that in him. That's not a man to me. That's why when I look at Derek with the cats in the room, and again, what I know from the girl I set him up with.
What?
At the end of the day, I don't think of like if there's a scale of man to womanish man, his scale's way more on the womanish man side. You know what I mean?
To most people who would consider themselves intelligent beings, they'd say, well, that's absurd. What's all this doomsday stuff?
Yeah, I don't want to go there. And again, it's just like, again, he's just under the mind control. The mind control. And I was saying things like, oh, asking people, you really think it's like the Jesuit?
What?
It's just like, this guy's a punk, man. I'm not.
What's all this prophetic stuff? You know, intelligent human beings should realize that everything has their cycle.
You know what? I've had Derek do the same thing, and Derek, like I've said, is a total emasculated guy, lives with cats.
What?
So again, I'm really going more after the men in the community.
They have their season. They have their beginning. They have their end. They have cycles. We're not saying that planet Earth is coming to an end. We're saying that planet Earth is about to be...
Jack makes a video and starts attacking my manhood. Says I'm not a true man because I own a cat.
What?
And then he proceeds to bring up details from a private conversation I had with him about a relationship. And then uses that as ammo. And at that point I stopped listening because it was obvious he was just trying to embarrass me.
Judge us, how we would speak of them and how they would speak of us. Now you keep saying us. Who do you think you are?
But I was like, what the hell is he doing? Based on that comment where I made a light criticism of one of his appearances for his work, and he goes and attacks my personality, my personal life.
What?
That was pretty messed up.
I, in all honesty, must acknowledge my father.
Stop acting so fucking queer.
What?
Hey, Rambo, if you're out there, I implore you to stop interacting with Casey Jones. This guy is a human piece of shit.
What?
I know he hangs around with the astrology information, but he's obviously a really fucked up, weird guy. We need to stop associating with this person. I encourage you to block them from your YouTube.
What?
All right, welcome back, True Seeker. It is March 15th, 2023, the Ides of March. Looks like my audio levels might be a little bit high. Bear with me for a second here. I don't want to blow out your eardrums. I get enough in donations. At the same time, I do wish there were more. But it's just amazing how you can trigger people just saying things. Like the other day, I said I wish 1 million people supported $1 a month so we could afford a private jet, a team of people, and fly to the scene of where every last one of these things happened to expose. somebody. One went on a rant about that, saying now I've lost my mind and I want to be like a billionaire with a private jet and Zach's an asshole now. It's like, okay, I didn't mean to trigger anybody with that, but then him and I talked about it privately. And he got over it, and I was saying, well, I'm just saying I wish we had the resources so that we could be on the scene each day where everything unfolds to expose it. I mean, I don't, but he's like, well, only billionaires have private jets. I was like, I get that, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I wish we had the resources to do these things, to make things happen, but...
What? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just want to see you get a snack.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up?
We have some fantastic caviar. It's etc. fresh from...
You ever had caviar?
No, sir.
It's delicious. It is, yeah. But I had some last night. You know what? I'm actually in the mood for something a little bit more Mediterranean. Do you have like a grilled vegetable thing with some figs, or even like any kind of small fish?
Sorry, sir. We don't have a full kitchen here.
Well, fuck.
And I want to send a shout out to Greg Manarino. I called him out in this morning's stream, not in a mean way, but he responded within like 10 minutes. I was like, well, thank you, whoever relayed the message to him, because look at him, he's already in the comments. So, and I've always thought that Greg Manarino seems like a sincere guy. The Manarino Index. But, yeah, his comment, though, that he responded with, it's like, dude, I'm asking you to help share this knowledge. He's like, his comment was, I thought March was going to be a bad month too. It's like, okay, I get that, but I need you to share this knowledge. People need to have this knowledge. Greg Manarino, if you guys are not familiar with him, you know, he seems like a day trader type of guy. He lives out in the West Coast somewhere, but he's definitely from New York with that accent. And reminds you of a character from, oh God, what's that 90s movie? Can't even think what it's called now. It's about day traders. But, yeah, again, it's just like, you know, guys like him do good work, but they gotta expand their horizons. Just saying the bankers are doing this to us, it's not specific enough. Again, we're proving who's doing this every day.
Mike Gill did that interview on the 5th of Feb with those people who I'm not particularly impressed with, who claim the Jesuits run everything, and they're nuts. They hate Catholics, which makes me wonder about their religion / ethnicity, whatever. But they're not the best. And I mean, I thought I swore. Those guys swear nonstop. They're bad. They're bad for Mike. I've mentioned it, just said, look, you know, those guys are bad news. They need to tone it down. Ask them to tone it down, because they're going to alienate a lot of people, and maybe that's the plan. But they're pieces of crap anyway, and I don't want anything to do with them.
And by the way, the 183 ritual that I skipped was Monday. Monday was the 83rd day of winter, and all the regional banks had a really rough day, and then they got a lot of gains back the next day, and then today they all went way back down again. All this turbulence. Pretty soon JP Morgan will come through and eat them all up and get even bigger. Whoa. Luna Barbara, what are you doing? Barbara chipped in $20 tonight. I appreciate that, Barbara. I said, I wish 1 million people supported $1 a month so we could afford a private jet, a T-bill, and fly to the scene of where every last one of these things happened to expose. She says, we all need to share the knowledge now. Well, thank you, Barbara. I do appreciate that, and your big generous tip. And thank you again, Rest in Gematria. Shout out to the super chatters. Shout out to Rest in Gematria, who comes through a second time. That triggered somebody. One went on a rant about that, saying now I've lost my mind and I want to be like a billionaire with a private jet and Zach's an asshole now. Again, we're proving who's doing this every day. It's...
Well, I mean, I think it's fair to say that the Jesuits are doing this to us. It's not specific enough.
But yeah, rather than go on and on and on, I would like to open the phone lines tonight. And yeah, if calls can be hyper focused on what's going on with the markets, if you got something to add, it would be nice. I'd like that to be the theme of the show tonight, but at the same time, it is always open mic night, so if you want to go elsewhere, that's also okay. Indeed.
Yeah, well, so, man, I appreciate you, brother. I don't want to hold the line. I want some other people to get in. You know, I'm waiting for Rambo.
All right. Yeah, he'll be on soon. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, appreciate you, brother.
All right, have a good night.
And like from Elon Musk, who I also don't follow, and I didn't see any of your stuff. And then when I went to your page, it's like you were tweeting all this stuff, and I was like, I wasn't getting any of that. So I was like, okay, well, I've already had it.
Okay, but nobody cares about this on a radio show. My friend, you call in a lot of time about like your own personal stuff, that what's going on. Like it's a radio show that people are listening to, so you want to call in with like a worldly topic or something that people would be interested in besides what's going on in your own life. I appreciate you, young guy, but I mean, almost all your calls are like a direct question for me about, hey, can we do... Again, when we're calling the show, let's talk about something that other people will want to listen to.
What?
Okay, well, the only question I'll leave you with is, who do you think we should invest in that's down a lot, that's probably going to go back up today?
I need to do all my market analysis for today. I've been getting in with all the college basketball stuff today, and I got behind on my market analysis.
What?
And most of my friends, you know, are vaccinated, and you know, I've been smoking bud with them and hanging around them. And who's to say that that I don't have the vaccine from them, because it can be transmitted through saliva. And I'm sharing books with my homies who are vaccinated and stuff like that. It's just mind blowing, man. You know, it's just crazy. And I'm just trying to keep my spirits up. You know what I'm saying? I've been meditating lately. You know, I've been trying to escape the matrix everywhere I can.
What?
You know, at times, you know, I cry at night sometimes, and I am now, and I'm not a bitch. It's just that I just hate the way things have been going. You know, I'm a grown-ass man, and I'm gonna cry because I just hate how shit's going. You know, I have a little niece, and I don't want shit to be, you know, fucked up when she gets my age. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Indeed, man. Well, the good news is you're persevering, you're spreading the word, you're taking better care of yourself, and your niece got you to help guide her. So, yeah, I know exactly how you feel, though. I know exactly how you feel.
You know, I get tired of people calling me conspiracy theorist. You know, the next person that calls me that, I'm going to punch them in their fucking face. You know what I'm saying? I get tired of it because there is no conspiracy theory. It's a conspiracy because we're being conspired against.
What?
You know, how is the conspiracy theory that our food's fake? It's not a conspiracy theory that when you go eat fucking red meat, you're eating a blood animal and parasite.
What?
We got a commercial break. I'll take you back after the break. Sit tight, caller. We'll be right back.
You're going to be better happy, you know what I'm saying?
Indeed. Sit tight. We'll be right back. All right, we're back, Truth Seeker. We are going to go to Rambo in just a moment, but I want to let the last caller finish his thought because I think it's a thought that most of us can identify with. All right, let's go out to 302 again so we can finish this thought. What's up, man?
Yeah, I'll finish my thought. Long story short, I called my grandparents a couple of days ago, and my grandparents told me that we're an American Indian. Long story short, my grandparents on my father's side, my grandma's mother was American Indian, and her mother and her parents were American Indian, and their bloodline heritage traces back to American Indian tribe here in North Carolina, and also one out in Kansas City, Missouri. And then my grandpa's parents, his parents were mixed, and their parents were also American Indian, and their heritage and bloodline traces back to an American Indian tribe here in North Carolina. And then my mother's mother, her mother was mixed, and her parents were American Indian, and their lineage traces back to American Indian tribe out of West Virginia. So all shit about Africa and slave ships is a fallacy.
What?
I am 100%, if not 80%, American Indian. Africa is a fallacy. Slave ships, fallacy. Translate slave trade, Northland trade slave. All that shit is a fallacy. Complete fallacy. A lie. I am American Indian, not African.
What?
And I'm glad my grandparents told me that.
Indeed. Yeah, sounds like your grandparents are pretty awake. So
What?
you tell them about the NFL and how black quarterbacks only win on the native teams?
Right? Yeah, I mean, my grandparents, they don't watch football like that. They don't really understand football like that. So I really can't talk about football like that with them, except for my grandpa.
I see. All right, man.
I'll keep my call short and sweet. Thank you for letting me talk. And it's been a while since I've been on here. I'll get on next Wednesday, and I'll let you get and I'll let Rambo get on.
All right. Well, stay strong out there, friend. We all get how you feel. We all have the same thoughts. So appreciate you calling in all the time. You have a good night.
Thank you, Zach.
Yeah.
You too.
Yeah. Take care.
What?
All right. The man of the hour every week. It's his time to shine. What's up, Rambo?
I was hoping to just do decodes, which I do have a decode. It's titled Doja Cat, Celebrity Illuminati Mind Control in Plain Sight. But I have to address something. I was hoping I didn't have to address it again. I brought something up before, and I was hoping it was passed, but it's come up again, and I have to address it. I'll still do the decode. It's related to this. It was a couple of weeks ago. You did a live stream. You brought up, you brought up Fritz Springmeier. Remember, you said that Rambo thinks this guy's supposedly so great, and that Fritz Springmeier was, quote, full of shit. Then you said that, because I brought up his book, Fritz Springmeier's book it's one of the core books. It's a groundbreaking book for anyone in the truth movement. It's generally accepted. Like, several books on mind control have come out after that. A lot of it is based on it. And all the things he says that have been. He talked about the symbolism. Nobody noticed that before. The rainbow, the butterfly, especially. Things like the umbrella. Like, no one thought twice about things like that. Why celebrity females' roles have like feline themes. Nobody noticed all of that until he brought it out. It's groundbreaking work. And he talked about the CIA, MK Ultra. This Project Monarch. Well, that's what a monarch butterfly is symbolized. Even non-mainstream has confirmed a lot of what he said. And I've done a lot of decodes on that topic. And his book is the Illuminati formula used to create an undetectable total mind control slave. I know it's a long title. I put some links in there. But you remember you did a live stream a couple of weeks ago. You said Rambo thinks his Fritz Springmeier.
Yeah, I was talking about Will. I was talking about Will because Will has him on a lot, and these days he's pushing things like the purple lights that they're starting to replace the standard street lights with are going to kill us. And Will asked about Gematria, and he said, he doesn't touch that because it's satanic, and he's a Christian. And it's just like, this guy is so... And all he talks about over and over, he says the same things every time Will has him on. He's like, the Illuminati recruited me, and I rubbed shoulders with the Illuminati types. Like, what is this guy even talking about? Like, how do you rub shoulders with Illuminati types? How's the Illuminati recruiting you? Again, he just reminds me of a lot of the other bullshitters on YouTube, or just out in the truth community, and... just his whole thing about Gematria, too, the way he downplays, like, okay, so this guy thinks purple lights in the street are going to kill us, but decoding what the Cabal's actually doing is satanic. So, I was mostly talking about Will, but I did mention that you also like the guy, so I don't think that's something to get your feelings so hurt over.
Well, it's not about hurt feelings. I mean, I've brought this up before, because I've done... See, this is now just to make it seem like I'm oversensitive. But if anything, I'm actually exceptionally forgiving. I'm the complete opposite.
Okay. Well, again, I was mostly talking about Will because I'm not happy with Will, and I also just didn't like that Fritz, because to me, Fritz's whole response is like, so Fritz believes in the Cabal's religion, the purple lights are going to kill us, and talking about Gematria is satanic. I wonder why humanity's so stuck. So, anyway, that's the point I was making.
Okay. The part about mind control, that part is undeniable. He talks, and that's, you're talking about his book. His book just deals with MK Ultra style trauma-based mind control, And it is a mind, it completely blows the door open on MK Ultra mind control in, by institutions, the elite families, the prison industrial complex, the military, especially the secret societies, including Jesuits. He calls out Jesuits. That was his book. So that book alone, just the book itself, is legit, and it's been proven legit. Even the mainstream has accepted it. So that's separate from what the other things he rejects. And I've always said, when it comes to the truth, there's no one-stop shopping. You're not going to get Gematria plus, alchemy, astrology, and everything in one place. You go to different sources. That's how I learned. I went to different sources. I learned about Gematria from Mark Passio, but he didn't do Gematria. I actively looked who's doing Gematria because I want to know more about this. I learned about it from Passio, but he didn't really teach more. I learned other good things from him, but not Gematria. That's how I found you. I said, oh, here's someone who does Gematria, and that's how I do it. If someone's not teaching Gematria, I'll just go to somebody who does teach it, and someone's the details of Freemason ritual. Well, very few people understand that. Well, someone teaches it, I'll go there, but I don't expect them to know everything else. But just the book itself, which, I've quoted a lot. MK Ultra Mind Control, no one in the truth community doubts the validity of MK Ultra Mind Control, but that book, which I've quoted, which a lot of my decodes are based on, it's been proven right, which I'm going to have another decode, where again, it's symbolism that nobody else knew. During the George Floyd riots, for example, they had all these umbrellas. Now, to the vast majority viewing, it's just umbrellas. And like you talked about how people dismiss, quote unquote, conspiracy theorists. Well, that's what they're doing. If you say, wait a minute, the umbrella is actually a symbol, a mind control symbol, that's the type of thing that gets dismissed. But so I was surprised, wait a minute, I've talked about that, things about the umbrella. I've done decodes about the umbrella. I think you even quoted what I said about the umbrella. Fritz Springmeier explained what it is. It's a symbol of infiltration. You bring the umbrella down from the inside. So that's a metaphor for infiltrating something to bring it down. And things like that get dismissed, but he was right about that. And you see a major example in the George Floyd protests where the umbrella was front and center. He had that, and he was clearly MK Ultra. This guy in this weird state with a hammer breaking the windows of an AutoZone. And he had an umbrella with him, and he was hitting it with a hammer. And shattered glass is another MK Ultra symbol, which he talked about. So apart from other stuff just on mind control, that book is legit. It's been confirmed by mainstream. Does anyone really deny Manchurian candidates? Or think that Sirhan might have actually been a Manchurian candidate? Or that Project Monarch and Project MK Ultra really happened that he has said, he went more in detail. That is all legit, even mainstream has admitted it. So yeah, the other part, okay, you didn't mention the other part, but I heard my name being mentioned. You said Rambo thinks his book is so great. You didn't even say, well, Rambo thinks Fritz Springmeier is great. I never said Fritz Spring. I talk about the book. But the other parts of his life is questionable. He has marital issues. That's not even his real name. He has a pseudonym. He has 5 different pseudonyms. That apart, the book itself is, and I show it connect a whole bunch of dots, and this is one of the central themes, mind control. For lack of a better term, truth movement, but that just should be regular news. But I never praised Fritz Springmeier as a whole. It was his book and that work particularly, because I know there's some other issues with him, the book itself. And you said that the book was total bullshit based on nothing, and that dumb people fall for it. So you can understand why I would have an issue. This is not about being oversensitive.
Is that what I said?
I have the quote exactly. You can go to the video.
I don't think I said that about his book. I didn't say that about his book. I said that about the things he was saying, the purple lights and stuff. That's the stuff I was talking about. His claim about the purple lights they're putting here to kill us is a dumb claim.
Well, you can pull up the video, because something like this, because we've gone over it before, I hope I wouldn't have to go over this again. I thought we were past it. And that is verbatim. You talked about how Rambo thinks Fritz Springmeier is so, and I never even said that I think.
Okay, well, Rambo, you have my number. You can call me about these things and not call on TFR. People don't want to hear this stuff. And again,
this is the thing. I agree with that, but you mentioned my name in a video, so you didn't call me and say, by the way, Rambo, I have an issue with Fritz Springmeier. You keep mentioning. You didn't mention it that way. This is what I talked about last time. I was hoping I wouldn't have to readdress it. How if there's a problem you you have with me, that's fine if it's a quick.
The problem
but
was
then
with
you do
Fritz
it on a
Springmeier.
video.
The problem is with Fritz Springmeier and also with Will. I know that's what I was mostly talking about. I mentioned that you do like his book, but again, to me, the guy doesn't come across as credible. Do you think his claim that he rubs shoulders with the Illuminati is credible? That the Illuminati recruited him? I mean, when people make claims like that, it's just as likely as the purple lights that they're starting to put up are here to kill us. So
I think the book itself is credible, has been proven credible, and I've only ever referred to the book and not Fritz Springmeier himself. There are other issues I've never brought up, like, the issue is he has marital issues, he cheated on the wife, all that kind of thing. Fritz Springmeier is not his real name. So there's some doubts about that, but the book itself has been proven legit. And I would prefer to do these things in person. That's why I brought it up last time, which I didn't think this would happen again. It's happening again. Every time there's an issue with me, you do it on a forum, and I'm here every week at the same time, reliably, for 5 years, every Wednesday at the same time for 5 years.
okay, and I've given you a bigger and bigger time slot as time's gone on and promoted you. And again, I mean, Rambo, the stuff that you're getting so hurt about, again, I think you should go back and listen to it, because I know I was mostly ranting about Will in Fritz Springmeier, and I just mentioned that, yeah, Rambo does endorse his book. But again, I'm mostly talking about that because Will is now talking shit about Gematria, and then he has Fritz, who's also making it seem like it's some bad thing. That was the point of my statement. It wasn't about you. So
yeah, but you keep going back to making it seem like I'm super sensitive when in fact I'm actually extraordinarily forgiving, because we went over this before. I still show up on the show, and this happened 2 weeks ago. I still showed up last week with a quality decode, but you keep going back to calling me oversensitive. But if the shoe was on the other foot, I don't think you'd be so thick-skinned about it. And the thing is, there's no need to mention me if it's about Will and what Fritz said. I only ever talk about the book. It would have been different if I said what a great guy Fritz Springmeier. I've only ever talked about the book, and I've demonstrated how the elements in the book tie into what's going on in the world today in ways that very few people talk about. Like, I give you an example of the George Floyd riots. If you read his book, you'd understand why there's so much umbrella symbolism. That's not praising Fritz Springmeier. That proves the book legit. If you read the book, then you'd understand that. Just about the book. And you said that Rambo Fritz Springmeier book is so great, and you said that Fritz Springmeier was full of shit. Okay, but we're talking about the book, then. So the book, and you said the book is total bullshit based on nothing, you said. And then you said that dumb people fall for this stuff, which that's referring to me, because you did mention me.
well, I know when I made that statement, I was talking about him talking about the purple lights. That's what's annoying me about it. He keeps going on about these purple lights that they're putting up everywhere. It's like, come on, to kill us? It's what the purple lights are about? Come on. That's what the statement was at. So maybe I didn't speak the most clearly, but again, it wasn't supposed to be a shot at you. I just mentioned that he's the guy that Rambo likes his book. So anyway.
Yeah, but you said Rambo likes his book, but you said his book was total bullshit based on nothing.
Okay.
You said only dumb people fall.
Here's the deal, you guys. Rambo does great work. You guys can check out his YouTube channel, The Truth Codes, and he does excellent work. And we'll leave it there for tonight with Rambo. And thanks again, Rambo, and keep on doing the great work. And maybe you can get Fritz Springmeier to promote you for the next 5 years. Take care, buddy.
I looked into it more deeply, and I found that apparently what happened is that he was laid off 5 years ago, and no one ever told him about it. But through some kind of glitch in the payroll department, he still gets a paycheck.
So we just went ahead and fixed the glitch.
Great. So, Milton has been let go.
Well, just a second there, Professor. We fixed the glitch. So he won't be receiving a paycheck anymore, so it'll just work itself out naturally.
We always like to avoid confrontation whenever possible. Problem is solved from your end.
Okay. So, again, you guys, here's Rambo's channel, The Truth Codes. But, yeah, again, I don't even want to deal with it. So, Rambo's Decode is in Rambo's Corner if you want to check it out. But, yeah, anyway, I'm going to move on to some other callers tonight, and I just don't want to do that again. I mean, to me, that's a joke right there. That's a joke. I don't even want to hear that. It's just like, oh my God, Jesus. So anyway.
Portland, straight ahead. If you want some friendly advice, a haircut and take a bath. You wouldn't get hassled so much. Hope this ride helped you out.
All right. Let's go out to 707. What's up, 707?
Hello, Zach.
Yeah, what's up?
Hello, Zach.
Yeah, what's up? George, you're on.
Hello, Zach.
Yeah, George, you're on.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You cannot hear me clearly.
What?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. There you are. I'm sorry. Must have technical issues. Boy, I wasn't expecting to be on so early because you're usually on with Rambo for at least an hour or so.
Yeah, but tonight he's just, going in circles, and I already made the point. And it's just like, get on with the decode. But yeah, I'm not going to do that again. Rambo's got his own channel. He's got his own platform. He can start using that on Wednesday nights. So.
What?
What's up, George?
Well, I'm sorry you had a falling out because I always look forward to his presentation.
Have a nice day, huh?
Well, so speaking of going in circles and not going in circles, I'm sorry you had a falling out with Rambo.
It's fine. It's fine. So.
Where the hell do you think you're going? Hey, I'm talking to you, goddamn. See some ID.
Okay, so I'm sure you have a lot of other people on hold, so I guess I'll happy Ides of March.
All right, indeed.
And I guess, and as I said, have a good evening.
All right, George. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, you're under arrest. You hear me? Now put your hands on the car. Now you put your hands on the car and you spread them. Now you're going to put your hands on that car. How you do it, you decide right now.
All right, everybody loves some good drama. The chat is all distraught over, what just happened with Rambo. But
Get your legs back. Get them back. You try to be nice to some people.
it's getting annoying. And yeah, it's the second time in what, about the last 5-6 weeks that he called in and did that. And again, it's just over like petty minor stuff.
Well, what do we have here, huh? Why would you be carrying a knife like this?
So again, he's just feeding on the same drama that's going through a lot of other people. And it's a joke.
Hunting. Don't be a wise guy. What do you hunt with a knife? Aim it.
And again, so to me, that's the bottom line. He doesn't need to be calling in and being like, "Hey, you said this in a stream 2 weeks ago," and it's just like, come on, man. I mean, didn't we do a show last week? I know I said that like 2 weeks ago. Why didn't you bring it up last week? And that answers in itself. I guarantee he's listening to the trolls in his comments. The trolls are like, "Hey, Rambo, look at what Zach said." And it's a joke, man. It's like, you're a grown man. You don't need to call in and cry about that. Get on with the decode.
What?
God. So anyway, for anyone who has a problem with it, you know what? Go over to Rambo's channel then. By the way, you guys, Charmed One asked me to let somebody out of somebody banned somebody that wasn't supposed to be banned, and I couldn't find her name, so I just freed everybody. So all the trolls, the chat's full of trolls. So if it seems obvious that somebody's a troll, like Henry Porter, you know, feel free to ban away. A lot of the trolls got free.
I like it a lot.
There we go. What's up, 208?
I just wanted to come to you as a man and tell you I'm sorry. I got no drama for you.
Why do you taunt me with your darkness? Your evil is stinking up our streets. The end is near.
You're not a man. You're not a man.
Oh.
You're not a man. Adios.
I am, though.
No, you're adios.
Okay.
Here's why that guy's not a man. He was just in the chat saying how, like, this work's not getting out because we're not kind to each other, and then the caller calls in and who pours his heart out, and then he's in the chat making fun of that person.
We are all gonna die!
So, I mean, that guy's just a total fraud of a human being. You're not a man, you're a fraud. Adios.
What?
Let's go out to 513. What's up, 513?
Hello?
Hello?
Hi. Oh my gosh. Never in my life have I thought I could call into a radio show. Hi, I'm new to the work for about 3 months now, and I just have one question tonight. It's not really relative to all the other stuff, although I did leave some comments about compassion and
What?
just whatever, if you want to look at those. My question is, for some time, I got a little addicted to putting in names of people in my family and in the Gematria calculator. How significant do you think those results are? Because, you know, for instance, on one individual, I got things like high-ranking Anunnaki and Mark of the Beast. It was really kind of scary. And I know that, you know, we all, for lack of a better metaphor, have a cross to bear, and whatever that looks like, and some of us may have some of those characteristics we've got to work through. But, you know, knowledge is power, and, you know, I just want to add, kind of off topic, more just a level of appreciation for when you've spent your whole life, like let's say the last 30 years going bullshit, but you didn't know exactly why. And then, you know, for the last 3 months going, oh, wow, that's why. And it's really freeing. It's very helpful. So again, just keep it up. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome, and thanks for the call. You have a good rest of your evening.
You too.
All right, take care.
Okay.
Again, it's just like, you know, this girl in the community. It turns out the real reason she was invested in the community is because she wanted to steal me away from Sweet Lady. She pretty much said it in her own words. I know a lot of people in the chat thought that she sounded way too young to be a grandma. It's amazing how some people's voices just stay youthful forever. The real reason she's been doing the work and the real reason she came out to Seattle was because she wanted me to be her guy. Like, you know, a lot of people's voices, they seem to get older with time, especially if you smoke. But yeah, some people just stay sounding youthful forever. And I'm sure we've all had that experience where you talk to somebody over the phone a bunch of times and then you finally meet them and you're like, whoa, you look nothing like what I imagined you would look like.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
Yeah, and just all the, you guys, listen, for all the people in the chat that are like, I'm not asking you guys to take sides with the Rambo thing. I mean, it's unfortunate that happened tonight, but
What the fuck is with this guy? Who is he?
and again, it's just the reality of online. It's like people get online and then they get caught up in drama and all the trolls just feeding nonsense into your ear. And again, I wish people weren't falling for you know, the troll temptation, but a lot of people give into it. So, And again, Rambo's best work is on his own channel anyway. He does a really good job with the video editing and the music and the recording. So if he doesn't want to call into the show anymore and do it, that's fine.
People who I'm not particularly impressed with who claim the Jesuits run everything, and they're nuts. They hate Catholics, which makes me wonder about their religion/ethnicity.
Yeah, I was more patient with him last time when he called in doing that, but tonight I was like, okay, this doesn't need to happen again. And
they're going to alienate a lot of people, and maybe that's the plan. But they're pieces of crap anyway, and I don't want anything to do with them.
Again, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I know what he's talking about.
It's about more than just making money. It's about helping people stop investing their time and energy in rig sports. Again, it's about more than just making money. It's about helping people stop investing their time and energy in rig sports.
The black chicken is a mixture of barred. The white is called a big white. It's unique to the Socialist Republic of Guyana. It's a broiler chicken. It's very large, larger than our chickens. And these black chickens are very good layers. They'll be kept for laying purposes, so we'll have plenty of eggs.
That guy's not really about it. That guy learned Gematria to build it up on his own platform so he could do what I do. You know, sell sports picks on Patreon. Oh, that's working for Zach. Let me try that too. And I've helped build up a lot of people. Their Patreons.
What?
Again, it's about more than just making money. It's about helping people stop investing their time and energy in rig sports. People are always so focused on the drama. Some new drama last night on the radio show. I was trying to get it to stop, but it seemed like somebody just wanted to do drama, so I just had to pull the plug for the week.
What?
And you know, I don't really pay attention, but people get back to me, they're like, man, he's digging on you now. It's like, really? He comes out of the woodwork. He says, look how poisonous Zach is. Look how he treats Rambo. It's just like, who are these people? I helped build up all you guys. Didn't have to promote any of you.
What?
Again, it's about more than just making money. It's about helping people stop investing their time and energy in rig sports. You know, some interesting people came out of the woodwork to comment on what happened last night. It's like, you know, there's a guy that used to come on the show, and he'd always ask if he could come on the show, and hey, Zach, can you promote my thing? And I'd always let him come on and promote him. And you know, he built up a decent following there on his Instagram. Now he doesn't come on anymore. He's doing all right. He's doing the sports Patreon thing like me.
What?
Again, it's about more than just making money. It's about helping people stop investing their time and energy in rig sports. Being trolled all the time is maddening. You know, the trolls know exactly what they're doing.
What?
Thanks again to the super chats. I will read out your super chats later.
Or in old language, a couple thousand years ago, disciples.
But yeah, if anyone thinks I'm the bad guy, you guys can think whatever you want.
What?
No, I don't commit adultery.
Let's all just sell all of our property that we have, and let's go back and buy Detroit for pennies on the dollar, and let's take over these abandoned blocks, rebuild them, turn the yards into gardens.
We're saying that planet Earth is about to be refurbished, spaded under, and have another chance to serve as a garden for another human civilization.
Let's have a community and tell the government, F you, we're not paying any taxes. We're self-sufficient here. You left this land abandoned, you know, big corporation, outsourced, and with all the General Motors and all the jobs that were outsourced, these communities were abandoned. We came back and we made it something. And we don't want anything to do with your government. And understand there was a number of years where I was not complying at all with the system. And again, to do that, you have to be in the world of cash. And that's another world they're getting rid of. You know, what I was doing years ago when I was pretty much avoiding all tax obligations.
What?
is I was just living in the world of cash. Because if all your transactions are cash, you know, the government doesn't know what's going on. And that is the reason they're moving us to the cashless society as well. I'm sure there's still tons of people in this country that live that way. And
whoa, you better ask her again who spanked him till his bottom bled.
Avoid their tax obligation. Again, there's no tax obligation. You don't owe anything to this country.
Now, that's pretty major statement, pretty bold.
This country is nothing but a big exploiter of human beings. But yeah, I was living that way for a while. And
who do you think you are?
You know, that there was a day the auditors came out to my house, and I had to do a very good job of telling stories. And I did avoid what could have been a hot mess because, again, if you don't pay taxes, we're ruled over by tyrants. If you don't comply with their rules, they'll put you in a cage. And then they'll turn you into slave labor.
What?
Be self-employed, because being self-employed does give you a much greater opportunity to cheat on your taxes, you know.
What?
You have to do all your own records. Of course, again, once everything goes cashless, even having your own business, you'll be under the radar, but...
What?
That's something else to think about. If you can help stop this cashless society they're trying to build, you know, do that.
Well, in all honesty,